Good morning to all. Hope I'm audible for everyone. Kalaivani ma'am, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yep. Thank you, ma'am. So, first of all, good morning to all for joining this meeting. First of all, thanks for joining this 8th International Workshop of International Scientific Research and Publications. So initially, I'll just take you through what we are first and what is the purpose of giving a free workshop continuously on it. So we are into research and publications field. We do publication in journals like Scopus, ACI, IEEE, all sorts of journals. We are doing publication, and also we have technical writers who can do expert writing in all like theses, synopsis, research paper writing, literature review, etc. And also we do ISBN books, which is we are government authorized ISBN publishers, and also we do Scopus chapters. We do patent publication as well as patent grant for all countries, and also we recognize and award eligible people on their respective category for international awards. And also we regularly do conferences with IEEE. In the last year, we have done around 12 IEEE conferences with us. These are basic information about us. So let me take you through this current session of what we are going to do it. And before that, my humble request is for all the participants who have joined this, we request you to kindly mute yourself so that others will not have any trouble and the session can be more informative and interactive. Because of that, the session will not have any disturbance on it. In case if you require any doubt, if you have any doubts or something, we request you to kindly raise your hands or drop your text in this chat so that the respective resource person will able to help you or clear your doubts in it. So let the session be completely interactive and useful for every one of this in this who are joined here. Okay. So and also I request all the persons to mute yourself as well as should switch off your videos, because we have seen few of the students who was just given the video access and everything. I request you to not to switch on your videos. Only the resource person are allowed to do a video interaction, facial interaction. Okay. And this session is completely into the topic we are covering is data analytics mastery insights with KNIME. So this will be completely taken over by Dr.K. Kalaivani, Associate Professor and HOD, IT Department. And she's one of the expert in that particular field. And ma'am will be taking to you the entire session for this KNIME. And whatever the doubts, you can just take out the doubts through this interactive session. At the end of this session, we'll be sending you a feedback link which will be pasted in the chat section. We request you to fill the form to get your participation certificate. Once you fill it within 48 hours of time, you will receive the participation certificate to your registered mail ID, whatever you have mentioned in that feedback form. Hope I made it clear for everyone. So once again, thanks for your patience and joining this session. Kalamani ma'am, you can please start your session from your end, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very good morning to one and all. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Let me start the session. Let me share the screen. Sir, I'm not able to share the screen.
One second, ma'am. Let me check it. வாங்கண்ணே.
My slide is visible to everyone. I hope it is visible to everyone.
Yes, madam.
Thank you so much. Okay, let me start the session. The title which is given to me for the today workshop session is Data Analytics Mastery Insights with the KNIME session. And here are all the tracks and the topics given to me to cover. And the first topic is we have to explain about the feature, advantages, and capabilities of the KNIME, and that will be followed with the data pre-processing and visualization, correlation analysis, and simple concept of example. Like we have taken a three thing: classification, regression, clustering. And among these three concepts, we will take one of the model to represent the workflow through the data preparation, model training, evaluation, and deployment. Similarly, we will go through the image processing, and also we will check it out how to interact with the big data through Hadoop, Spark, AWS, and Azure. And here also we will see the real-time world example through the healthcare, finance, marketing, and manufacture. Any one of the example we will take it out and we will check it out. So here comes the first one: advantage and features and capabilities. Let me explain the definition for the KNIME first. So what is a KNIME? It's nothing but it is a open source data analytics tool which help us to learn about the machine learning, deep learning, and NLP. NLP we know, natural language processing expansion, and ETL is nothing but it is an extract, transform, and loading. So everything is related to the data format. So how to clean a data, how to transform a data, so pre-processing. So everything can be clearly done with the help of this KNIME tool. And also we can integrate the various API. So API is nothing but application programming interface. So these things can also be done with the help of this KNIME. So this is the best definitions for the KNIME. So next comes the features. So what we can do with this KNIME? So we can sense our data. So we can sense the data. Sense the data means it's nothing but purely we are going to analyze the data, and we are going to interpret, clean, transform. So all kind of operations, all kind of operational access we are going to perform with the data. So this will be very helpful for the data analysis, data science, data engineering, transformation. And let us see some of the example how to visualize the data and how to prepare a report. So everything we can see through this KNIME tool. So KNIME is nothing but it is a very open source tool. No need of any coding at all. Very minimum number of coding. So if you want to handle with the string manipulations, for example, I'm taking the string manipulations. Likewise, we will have the math formula, so and so. For example, in the string, we can have only a minimal number of coding. Suppose if we want to concat any two string, or if we want to concat any two attribute or the column, or any in a data set. I'm talking about in a data set. Whatever the data set we want, we can have the data set. We can upload the data set in the KNIME. And if you want to replace the content which is appearing in the particular column, that replace, concatenation, so everything can be done with the minimal coding. So what I'm trying to say is the coding part is very minimum in the KNIME. No coding is required. And the next comes the features. So the feature, we have more features with the KNIME. The number one, the first one is blend the data. So we can blend this data in any format, any source. We can format, blend this one in any format. So number one, what kind of format we can have? CSV. So CSV, we know that comma separated values, and PDF. Already we know what is meant by PDF. XLS, Excel data, JavaScript object notations, XML, extensible markup language. So we can have various type of text format, and where we can upload these data in through the KNIME in the various table reader, CSV reader, file reader. So through these, any of the reader, we can upload any kind of data types. I'm not saying that only the structured data types can be loaded here. Unstructured format data types such as images, document, network, molecule. So everything related to the unstructured, and not only that, time series data. Time series data means best example is stock market. So in a stock market, what we will be doing, we will be analyzing the various data. For example, we can analyze the gold data. So gold, the rate of the gold differ from time to time. We cannot predict the rate of the gold. Likewise, so many data are there which is based on the time series data. So such kind of data can also be deal with the KNIME. We can upload it and we can do whatever the transformations we want to make it, we can do with the help of this KNIME. Not only that, we can have the various databases, and databases such as Apache Hive, Snowflake, Load Aurora, Parquet, ORC files from HDFC, S3 or Azure. So these people, AWS, Azure, and these are all the Google, IBM, these are all the cloud provider, popular cloud provider people, where they have the data in S3. S3 means we know simple storage service. So here we have all the data. So from this data, if you want to view what all the data we are uploading through the CSV reader or XLS, something else, we can have the look. We can look into this KNIME tool, and also we can analyze those data, So these Oracle, starting from Oracle to HDFC, they represents the various kind of databases. So various kind of databases, we can have the readable format of databases here. Not only in Oracle SQL, both machine and human readable data are available in this these kind of databases. Already we are very familiar and popular with the Oracle SQL, where these people, the latest people, Hive, Snowflake, and Aurora, Parquet, and these people will help us to have a very big data warehouse, and from that, which is available on the top of the Hadoop. Hadoop, we know about that, comes under the big data. So big data, unstructured databases, where whatever format, text, image, video, whatever the data is in the format, such kind of data can be stored in this latest format of databases. So not only from that, we can have the data sources from the Salesforce, SharePoint, SAP Reader, Twitter, AWS, S3, so on so. So we can access, we can blend these databases in the KNIME, and we can do any kind of operational access in this KNIME too, using this one. So we can deal all kind of concepts like machine learning, deep learning, NLP, all kind, by uploading all these data through the KNIME tool, through the various component like list of files. List of files is one of the component which help us to load more than one file. So likewise, any format of CSV format, Excel, or else table format of database, file reader. So any kind of database can be uploaded in this KNIME, and we can handle these datas. Number two, the feature is shape your data. So we can shape the data. So how we can shape our data? By transformations. Transformation, how the transformations can be done to the data? We can aggregate the data, we can sort the data, we can filter the data, we can reduce the dimensionality. If the database is very large, we are dealing with the high dimensional data set, then what we can do now, we can reduce the features of the data set through this KNIME tool, where we learn the concept of machine learning. The people, those who are involved with this KNIME tool, they must have the knowledge of machine learning or deep learning basics. Then only we will be able to understand what is meant by correlation analysis, and more concept like classification, and then association, clustering. So those concepts can also be done with the help of this KNIME. This correlation analysis is nothing but it is one of the statistical method. So this is statistical method where we are evaluating the strength, and relations between the any two values. So this correlation analysis can be done through the 9 workflows. So not only that, we can see the third point, we can clean the data. So clean the data means, in a data set, if any of the data set is missing and we want to filter the data set, or we want to fill the column with any of the such kind of thing, unknown or any information zero, I want to replace the value zero wherever the data is missing. So such kind of performance can be done in the 9 tool. So not only that, we can extract that particular data and we can construct any of the transformations to the data set. So not only the shaping, blending, we can do the all concept which comes under the machine learning and AI. We can build any of the model. For example, decision tree. We can build the decision tree model. We can train, we can test, and we can build the model, and we can deploy the model, and we can value the model, and we can visualize the model. So that is the first point covers these features of this 9. So building a machine learning model means it's nothing but any of the concept which comes under these machine learning or AI, that can be done with these various stages. So not only that, we can do optimize any model performance. For example, which is given in the slide, likewise boosting, bagging, stagging, building the complex ensembles. So all the concept can be done with the help of this 9. Not only that, we can validate that modules. For example, we would like to see some of the statistics of a particular concept. Statistics means, what is the accuracy of my project? What is the confusion matrix? So what is the performance analysis? What is the metrics I'm reaching with the help of this decision tree, or with the help of classification, or with the help of clustering? So those things can be done with the help of this 9 tool. So not only that, we can scale all everything with the help of the workflow. So this slide explain about the purely workflow component of the 9. We can have the performance with the workflow. We can stream that workflow and we can work with the various databases processing. So apart from this slide, not only we are going to work with the operationals access of each component of workflow, we can integrate the various concepts such as AWS, Azure, Hive. So everything that those concepts can also be integrated with the 9 tool can integrate with these. So this slide explained about these things. So we have covered what is the feature, advantages, and capabilities. So advantage, next we shall see the advantages. So what is the advantages of this 9 is, the main thing is it is an open source. So open source, anybody can download this tool. It is free. So in your laptop or in your tab, you can open free download 9. The latest 9 version is 5.2. So we can open this tool and we can download it freely. That is the main advantage of this 9. So after opening it, just it is a tool and it is having a very minimal or no coding. Anybody can easily work with it. So no need of having a programming knowledge. So programming knowledge is not mandatory for this one. So you can easily work with it and easily integrate with this, and easily scalable. Scalable means it's nothing but flexible, dynamic flexible, horizontal or vertical. You are increase the performance of any concept. And especially we are having one of the community driven, where it help us to execute without any burden. Directly we can execute the real-time healthcare, education, all the case studies we can execute it. That is this point community driven explains it. Higher productivity and effectivity. Higher productivity, we know the general meaning. So what is the meaning? That resources are utilized to optimum. So we are making use of the resources to optimum. Therefore, we will have the minimum wastage. The wastage will be very minimum. So we can use it in many applications. That is the point they are trying to say here. And the third concept in the first introduction part is the capability. What this 9 can do. What this 9 can do. So this 9 What it can do means it can gather and wrangle. Who it can gather and wrangle? Here purely we are talking about the data. So data, it can shape the data, it can gather the data. So especially the people, those who belong to the data engineers, they can quickly understand and easily access and easily work, easily cleanse the data, filter the data, blend the data, aggregate the data. So with any different, the data can be from any different sources. So from different sources we can take the data. For example, Google Authenticator, we want to take the data. So from Google Authenticator, we can fetch the data. So likewise, from different source, we can have the data and we can apply any of the model with this data, and we can have the visualization with this data, and this becomes a very more powerful power pack to complete the concept which lies in the machine learning and the AI powerhouse. Not only that, we can whatever the customization we want to do, and we want to reach the optimizations of that particular data, we can reach all kind of these things. So the last point is the deploy at the scale, and especially self-service analytics, it supports this one. So here we are explaining about the data scientist. So data scientists who take care of the data, they will have they should have the knowledge about the data science. What are all the cycles comes over the data science, and what are all the terms involved with the data science. That knowledge they must have. And that's why this slide is explaining about the life cycle. So one must know, the data science must know what we can do with the data. So you are preparing the data and we are collaborating it and deploying it. So these collaboration and deploy clearly, how many steps is involved while they are creating. So while creating, it was we need to blend the data, transfer the data, and we can apply any model and we can visualize it, and we can optimize and capture that data, and at last we can go to the next step of the production. In the production part, we can validate and deploy the data, and at last we want to interact with the consumer. You have prepared a data for the covid prediction. So what we can do, you are creating that one and you are producing that one, and at last we are interacting with the consumer. This is the main cycle we are involving with the data science. And let us now have the tour of the user interface. So let me open the KNIME. Are you able to see the KNIME? Can anyone answer? Are you able to see the? I have opened the KNIME analytics platform. Are you able to see the tool?
Google. வெயிட் பண்ண சொல்லுவாங்க, இல்லை இருக்கா நம்மகிட்ட, இல்லை இன்னும்
I will clarify whether you are able to see the screen or not. Yes, yes, thank you, Mohammed. So, okay, we will open the KNIME, and let us work with the KNIME. So, this is the look. We will have the toolbar. KNIME analytics platform is available in the toolbar, and this is an, if you want to open any of the example, if you want to open, we can have the uh, workflow example, and here we can have the local space. So this is the local space. If you are downloading, or if you want to have any of the communications with the community workflow, now we can, through this local space we can work it out. And if you want to start working with a new workflow, now we can click on this plus symbol. So this will help you to open a new. So I'm
ID
opening a
clear. So one day
new
regular follow up month.
and
Close
I'm
close.
naming this
How
workflow.
to do that?
I'm naming this workflow new. So what happens is it is launching, and this is my name of my KNIME workflow. KNIME new. So I have given the name as new, and here we have the description tab. So this is called as description tab. If you keep any of the workflow na, that will give the description about that workflow. And here we have the notes, and here this is the space explorer where we can see the explorer, and this is assistant. If you want to have some of the assistant, so that the instruction can be given, and we can follow those instructions and keep the workflow in such a format na, we can click
They
on
are
this
doing
AI
three
assistant.
four things.
So usually what we will do now, we will go with the notes. So this is the workflow editor. This area is called as the workflow editor, and this is the node monitor. So this is the node monitor. So for example, I'm opening a file reader. So this is a workflow component. So this area na, here file table and flow variable we are having. So this part is called as the node monitor. So this is called as the node monitor. So whatever the part is happening here, we will be able to see the output in this window. So, and this is called as the, we can search and browse all the thing here. This is a search and browse notes, and here you can drag and drop whatever the thing you want. You can just drag and drop, just to drag and drop. And if you don't want that, we can do the deletion here. So uh, this is the thing how we can keep the workflow component in the work area. And here we have the local space. If you want to go to now, we can have the home, and we can go to the open space. And if you want to continue with this now, we can continue with this the current workflow. So here we are having three button we are having. One is red color, and other will be orange, and other will be green color. So green color we will have three. So here this color represents that we need to, nothing is configured here. If it is in red color na, so nothing is configured here. Nothing is configured here. Yes. Yes. So not configured. Red color, not configured. This is waiting for configurations and the incoming data. And orange color na, this is configured. Orange color, I'll show you the orange color. Now we are able to see the red color. I'll click on the settings, so that I will upload the any data set. So either you can have the data set in your local system, or you can download it in the, so adult.csv. So this data, so now this is in orange color. So orange color means it's nothing but the node has been configured correctly and can be executed. That is the meaning. So red color mean waiting for configurations and incoming data. Orange color means configured correctly and it can be executed. So either here you are having one button na, execute button. So this button can be pressed to execute it, or you can have the right click and you can go for the execute. If you want to go to the shortcut key, we can press the F7. So now the workflow component is in green color. The node has successfully executed, and the result may be viewed, used in the downstream node. So here na, here we are having the workflow node. So there we can, if you want to see it in the output mode, we can click the output mode, and through the table option we can view it in an individual table format. So like this we can view the table. So we can check it out whether any missing notes are available or not. So what is the two option? Either we can look into this, either we can look into the this part, node monitor part, or right click it and we can move to the F7 or open, right click, open output port table. So if you use this option, we will be able to see that output format in a individual table. Individual table we can see, check it out. So likewise we can see the all the all the buttons. So here this is an output, but no need. I can check it out
Yes, ma'am.
with the help of I can check it out with the help of this workflow monitor. We can check it out here itself. So now if we want to, here two more buttons are there, one cross button and here one arrow button is there. So this button says that we can cancel the executions of the running node, and this button helps us to say that we can reset the node. So we have configured already now, so that if you want to reset now, we can reset that one. So I have clicked that one and it became orange color. And again, if you want to change any of the data set, we can change the data set. So likewise, we can. So now this is in orange color. So configured, there is no error. Now we can execute it. So now we are executing it. So we are able to, so this is executing it. So if we have large number of data in the particular CSV file, it will take somewhat much time. So in this CSV file, what is the data set we have given? Flight. So this data set will take the much time. So much of large amount of data are there. So it is taking somewhat much time to execute it. So now it is executed. Why? Because now we are able to see the green color. Either we can click on the workflow. Just if you click on the workflow, we will be able to see all the attributes available here. So if you want to add any of the comment, just click on the add comment and we can add any of the data. For example, to identify what is happening, I am giving the total number of rows here, 1048575. These are all rows. So total number of column 31. So 31 columns. So 31 columns are there. Simply, you can give anything else. If you want to give the node 1, node 2, whatever the word you want to give, such kind of thing can be given here. So let me delete that one. So we can I'm just giving COL. COL. So these many. Okay, done. So I have placed one of the file reader and I have inserted the data set and executed it. Likewise, you want to read the data. See here, CS. Not only through the file reader, your data format is in the form of CSV reader. So we can have the CSV. Suppose your data is in the table format. So through the table reader, we can read the data. So likewise, any format of data. I told you in the first slide while explaining the theory, what are the features we could have learned. So various format we learned, PDF, XLS, likewise. So text format. So all the format of data can be read through this workflow component. So now we will move on to the next topic, that is data pre-processing. Data pre-processing. Data pre-processing means how to clean the data, how to already this table we kept. So we will delete this one and we'll through this file reader, we will clean the data. We can transform the data and we can prepare the data. So first we will have the missing value column filter. So this is a missing value column filter. Either you can search it in the search bar or you can fetch it through the node. So through the node also we can fetch it out. So if you want to know the description about this one, now if you click on this particular workflow component and if you click the description, now it will help you to tell that what is this missing value column filter is going to do. So this node what it is doing now, it will remove all the column which is having more missing value. So a column which is having more missing value and particular percentage, we could have given some of the particular percentage now. Based on the particular percentage, this column will be removed. First, let us check it out. Is there any missing value is available in the table or not? So let me right click and we will have a view on the file reader and check it out whether any missing value is available or not. So let me right click, open the output port in the table. I'm checking whether any missing value is available in the table or not. So let me check it out. The data is too heavy, therefore it is taking some time to load the table. So it is having 1048575 rows now. So it is taking some time to load the data. So once the data is loaded now, or once the data missing data is available now, we can clear the column which is having more. So let me check it out. I'm checking the column. So scheduling departure. So every column is filled. So we will check it out. Any other column is having the missing value. So here, yes, cancel and the other attribute we are having the missing value. So what we want to do, we want to replace this missing value. So for that, what we will do, we will connect this file table with the missing value, and now we want to configure this one. So configure this one. What we told, the percentage, 90 percentage. So missing value threshold is 90 percentage. So if you want to reduce that to some of the particular percentage, 50 or something else. So if you reduce whatever the kind of percentage you want to reduce, I don't want any of the missing value now, then it must be reduced to 0. So okay, half of the percentage threshold I can keep it. Likewise now you can, it is our choice to keep the threshold. So we have kept the threshold as 50 percentage, and therefore based on that we are able to get the output. So now check it out, how many rows are there. Let me write the total number of rows and total number of column. 1048575, these many number of rows, and we are having 25 columns only. So in the original data we had 31 columns. So we can check it out here. Here we have 31 columns, and after filtering with the column we are having 25 columns, which means wherever the missing value is available, that missing values were taken by the workflow component of column filter. So likewise what we can do now, we can have the row filter also. So what we can do, we can have the row filter which can be connected to this row filter. And what do you want to do? Any pattern matching if you want to use, you can use it. or if you want to give any of the ranging. For example, the lower bound may be 4 or the upper bound may be 10. So suppose we want to fix any of the upper and lower bound, or any pattern, that pattern category wise I want to filter my row, then we can fix it out. So here no kind of range comes from that 4 to 10. Suppose if you want to change, we can change it. So starting from 1, and my upper bound is 3. Okay, or any pattern matching if you want also, we can place it there. So what will happen na, if something else is beyond that limit na, that will be removed from this original data. So here we are having 1 2. See here the row is reduced here. I'm trying to add the comment. So what comment we can have now? The total number of row which is appearing 1 2 8 rows. That much of rows only we are having. And column we are having 31 column. So this helps me to filter. See here 1048575 rows. So these many rows of original data. So we can check it out here, left top corner, bottom. So we can check it out, the total number of rows here, that is reduced to 12888. Okay, this much of rows, which helps me to check the lower bound and upper bound. And any other filter is available to filter my data. So here so many things are available. We shall see constant value filter. So constant value column filter means if you have any constant value in a particular column. See, for example, if you are having 0, 0, fully 0 in one of the particular column, or in one particular column if you are having 1 1 1 1 1 1. So any constant value is available in all the thing, the particular column, and I want to remove which column is having a particular constant value, then that constant value can be removed from here. So either we can right click and execute it, or we can press the execute button which is available on the top of it. Constant value of column 24. So here we have the same row 1048575 rows, and the column is 24 column. So in the original data, you have the 31 column. Actually, I have clicked the original data. Here we have the 31 column, and here that was reduced to 24 column, which means that many number of columns is having the constant value, and I want to remove those columns. So either we can go with the row filter, or we can go a specific column I want to filter. Then we can use the working the configurations. You want to remove some of the things. I want to exclude this one. I want to exclude the day. I want to exclude the day of week. So manually we can remove all those things which we don't want the attribute. So this can be done with the help of the column filter. So column filter will help us to remove the column, and here we have the 14 columns. So 14 columns are filtered here. So this is the me to remove all these things. Okay, so now what I have did now, this is the best example for data the data with the help of any filter. Just I have given you a glimpse of this one. We can go through so many filters are there where we can replace the if you want to replace the value, missing value with some other value, and that can also be done with the help of the missing value. See here, I will tell you that also. missing value. Missing value. See here. This missing value will help us to replace the, see I'm giving the input to, sorry, I'm giving the input to missing value. So what do you want to do? Any of the string value is available there, and missing value,
இப்போ இன்னும் இன்னைக்கு டேட் இல்லைப்பா மண்டே எஸ்டர்டே தான் சொல்கிறேன் 8210 இப்போ நீங்கள் போட்டிருக்கீங்க அதுக்கப்புறம் இன்கொயர் அபவுட் அப்டேட் அப்புறம் ஃபுல் நந்தகுமார் அது இதுன்ட்டு போட்டிருக்கீங்க அது ஐஏ ட்ரிபிள் ஆனால் போட்டிருக்கீங்க பட் சம்மன் ஹேஸ் டு ரிப்ளை இல்லை யார் பண்ணா ரிப்ளை பண்ண இல்லை மேம் நான் இருந்த வரைக்கும் நான் பார்த்துட்டேன் 8210 ரிப்போர்ட் நான் அனுப்ப வேண்டிய பெண்டிங் தான் அனுப்பிட்டு அவங்க 2 இருந்தது அதை ஷைனி நீங்கள் கூட ரிப்ளை பண்ணலையே ஷைனி
Kalaivani ma'am, you have muted yourself. So because of that, whatever you're talking is not audible here.
ஐட்ரிபிள் தானே வரலாம் இப்போ நேற்று போட்டதுக்கு பண்ணலை அதுக்கப்புறம் சாட்டர்டே போட்டதுக்கும் பண்ணலை அப்புறம் ஃப்ரைடே போட்டதுக்கும் பண்ணலை ஏன் 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 போடலை நல்லா பாருங்க ஓப்பன் பண்ணிக்கோங்க
am I audible, sir, now?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible. Thank you.
Now
Yes, ma'am.
we hear your voice, madam.
Yeah, now we can. It's audible, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
ஸ்க்ரீன்ஷாட் எடுத்து அனுப்புங்க
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, again I'm opening the KNIME. So we were seeing about how to clean the data and how to do with the missing data. So I'm opening the KNIME. Give me a minute. It is. Okay. Okay, I hope you can hear my voice and see the screen. I think so. You can hear my voice.
Yes, ma'am. It's clear, and we are able to
You can
see
hear my
your
voice.
presentation, ma'am. Everything is okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, sir. Okay, so now what we are doing, we are doing with the missing value. So how to do the missing value? So here, how many column and how many rows you can have na? Same row and same column. But what happened na? Where the missing value is seen, that is replaced with the unknown value. See here, if the string data type is available in the table, what I have conveyed na, you fix a value, you fix some of the value and give the particular value as unknown. Suppose in your data set you are having some of the missing value with integer, and what we are trying to do now, we can try to fix that value as 0. So wherever we have the missing value and that data type is integer, and that will be replaced with a 0. Wherever we have the string value and that value will be replaced with the unknown. So now I'm executing. I have configured such that integer value is 0 and the missing value of string is unknown. So now what we can do now, we can check it out whether the missed value column is replaced with the unknown and data types with integers are replaced with the 0 or not. We can check it out. So it is taking executing, and we are able to see the, I'm opening the output port. So through the output port, we can view the table. So in the table, previously I showed you that cancellation column, that particular attribute was filled with the missing value. So now we can check it out that string data type is, that particular string data type is filled with the unknown value or not. Unknown value or not. So I'm moving the attribute and I'm checking out whether any missing value with the string data type is named with the unknown or not. So the other remaining will be replaced with the 0. So here you can check it out. This cancelled attribute is 0, filled with the 0, where previously we had the missing value. So now the string value of the cancelled departure and arrival, na, two we are having. The other one is filled with the unknown. And here it is filled with the 0. Why? Because now this is string data type and this is number data type. So we can fill such kind of data with the missing value. So not only the missing value, we can have the missing column also we can do with the here column setting. So what do you want to do? You want to remove this particular year, you can remove this particular year. What do you want, other things you want to do? For example, this month attribute. This month attributes you want to remove by finding the mean value, we can remove it. So likewise, column settings can also be done, or default value could also be done with the help of this missing value. So missing value, what I'm telling now, so many options are available in the missing value. So where we can replace the missing value with our own mean, median, any fixed value, or totally you want to remove that particular column. So whatever the thing we want, we can do with that particular missing value. So not only with that, if you want to apply that strategy, na, so this missing, sorry, this missing value applies there, na. So we can apply this missing value. So we can apply this missing value either directly through the file reader or any data type, or we can, so we can apply with this. And suppose you want to, here one of the thing we have found the column default settings, and unknown fixed settings we have, and here we have applied something else. And what we want to do, we want to merge the both the value na. What we can do na, we can merge that all the missing value whatever we have taken through this merger. So column merger workflow component is there. So with the help of this column merger, what we can do na, we can merge all the column so that we will have the combined column. So totally here we have the 30 column after merging all these things. And suppose we want to filter any column na, here we have done, isn't it? So missing value column filter. So this missing value column filter will help you to filter the particular column manually or through the threshold we can keep it up. See, you want to remove, select any one of the column, and if you want to remove, so select it and click on this arrow, automatically this particular column will be excluded. And if you want to reduce some 10 threshold, I'm giving 10 percentage of the threshold missing value. So what will happen na, so the missing value which is having more than 10 percentage, that will be removed. So that will be removed. So this is the data pre-processing and data cleaning or data transforming. So we can transform the data or we can filter the data. So what is the second topic? The second topic is transformations. So how we can transform the data. So one particular data is given. So let us take the same file. So I'm having the same file reader. Now what do you want to do? You want to do some modifications with this data. So what kind of modifications you want to do? You want to add some 10 values to any numeric value, or we want to multiply, or you want to check it out whether they are greater than or equal to. So what we can do now we are seeing the data transformations. So data transformations can be done with the help of these various workflow component. Number one, what I am preferring na, I am preferring the rule engine. So rule engine is nothing but will help you to, I told na, you will have the very minimum coding. So minimum coding we will have. So here what do you want to do? We want to check it out whether you can just double click on this date, which attribute you want to do. Just you can double click on that particular attribute that will appear in the coding part. So now what do you want to do? You want to check it out whether this is equal to 0 or less than or equal to 0, something else. Then we can click on that particular less than or equal to, then we can give less than or equal to condition. So if the day value is less than or equal to 0, what do you want to do? You want to say some any high or something else in the format of string, or I'll give high, or you want to replace it with the, or you want to replace it with the any value, or you want to replace it with any value. 8, I'm giving 8. Okay, so now what happens, I'm executing it. So likewise any condition can be checked with the help of the rule engine. So greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So whatever the value you want to check it out, we can check it out with the help of this one. See here, now the column is increased with 32. In the original file reader, we have the total number of column as 32. 32 we have, sorry, 31 we have. Now I am selecting the rule engine. So now how many column we have? We have 32 column. Why? Because now we have told that include one more column. See here, append column and name that column as prediction. So prediction column. So such that whatever you want to change, suppose you want to say added or checked less than or equal to 0. So whatever the column name we want to keep, we can have that column name. So that will be added or appended at the end of the of the column. So at the end of the column, we can check it out. So there it will shows that what conditions we have given, no, that condition columns will be displayed in the end of the column. So I'm trying to right click this and open it in the table format so that end of the table we will be able to see the column which we have appended. So it is having much data. So it takes some time to load the data. So if you have more data na, or more workflow, what will happen na, it will reduce the time. So waiting to load the data. So in the last column, what it will be doing na, it will add one of the column new column will be there. So new column will be there. Table. So checking out the last column. Checking out the last column. We have appended na. Checked. So we have appended one. Checked one column. We have appended. So if it is less than no minus one data is not available na. So likewise less than or equal to 0 is nothing is available. Therefore it is filled with the 0. Or else if you want to do some addition with this one day, what do you want to do? We want to add 10. Just we want to add. Just press OK. So I'm pressing the insert key. Any condition that can be checked or any manipulations can be done. Let's see what I'm doing. I'm checking or giving any of the conditions. For example, this column airline. So airline, just double click the airline. That attribute will appear here. So now what I'm checking, this is equal to AA. Then that can be replaced with the indigo. So what I did now, I'm checking the condition. Any string value is equal to that particular column, then what we are doing now, we are replacing it with the another value. I'm right click, open viewport, open output port, click on the table option. So I will be able to view the table at the last part. If it is this airline column, if this airline column is having any AA option, then that will be replaced with the some of the indigo. I have given indigo in the double quotes. So that will be replaced with this value. That value will be replaced here. So we can check it out. So right click, open the output port, table, in the table it will show all the detail. So I'm checking the last column. Is not responding. The data is more na, so it will take some much time to do the operational access with the data. Suppose if you take any minimal amount of data na, so we will take some minimum amount of data. Wait. We shall close this one and we shall open the file reader and we will go to the browse and we will have the other data. We will have other data. So I am giving adult.csv data. So now I have executed this data. So we shall now check it out and I'm giving okay. So before it was airline, now I have changed the data. See here what data we are having, adult.csv. So now I'm executing it. We can see 39 state government, bachelors. So many things we can have here. So this is the data now currently I have uploaded. So now I open the rule engine. Let me select any of the attribute. White, after that male we are having. So I'm selecting the male data, male attribute. So I'm selecting the male attribute. So if this male attribute equal to male, close the double quotes, equal to greater than symbol, say yes. So let me give the another column name, prediction. So now I give OK. So configured without error, executed. So now I'm checking the table. We will open the table and check it out whether any one of the new column is added or not. So yes, see here in the last column we are having the prediction, and if the value is true now, that is added with the yes. Remaining all it is shown with the missing value. Okay, na? So likewise we can move here and we can check it out less than, greater than or equal to. So all the value can be checked here. Whatever the conditions you want to make it with the column attribute, we can make it here. So we shall go for the next transformation. So next transformations can be done with the help of the string or math formula. So first let me take the math formula. So I'm taking the math formula. Either directly you can give the data or the data which is filtered with a particular condition. These are all the data it is listing. Why? Because now math we are going to calculate it. Therefore, it is showing the only the data type which is having the integer. So that data types alone shown in the math formula. So now what do you want to do? We want to do some calculation with this. We want to add or we want to find out any minimum in the particular entire column or row, mean value, median value, or we want to find out the sum. So whatever we want to do now, we can find the so column of which one? This column. So we can click on that one and I'm giving OK. So now it is taken a new name called the new column. Here you can check it out. So in the condition, see here, append column, it is shown as new column. So I'm giving OK. Now we can check the table. So open output port, we can have the table. So in the table, we can check out the last column is appended with the new column. Yes, it is appended with the new column. And by adding a value 10, we are adding value 10. Na? So that value 10 and another value we have given to checked out na, whether it is equal to another condition. Both the conditions are given in the same column. Why? Because now we didn't add append two column for two value. If you want to add two column now, we can have the two columns. So here we have given only one column. Therefore, it is showing both the formulated value in a single column. So if you want, you can change everything in the configurations. So one more thing, if you want to check the transform the data with the string manipulations, we can have the string manipulations. So in string manipulations, we can do any replace, concat. So whatever the value we want, we can change all those things. See, we shall check it out, which is having the string value. So which is having the string value never married, state government, bachelor, male. So these people are having the string value. So what do you want? So which one you want to capitalize? You want to capitalize all these particular. So you want to count, we can count all those value. You want to make it as a uppercase, we can make it as a uppercase. So whatever you want, you can do with that value. So do with that value. So capitalize with the particular character single. So whatever we want, we can do with this string manipulation. Suppose, let me check it out. Any replace we want to do, we can replace that. So replace replace the character, replace the character of something else, any column. I'm giving male. So in the male, if you have m, that can be replaced with the a I'm giving. So what is the meaning na? Male attribute or column, if any of the value is appear with m, this particular character, then that must be replaced with this particular character. So if you give OK, so replace. So once again, we will have this. Once again, I am giving replace this attribute, any m we have, that can be replaced with the other character. So, so I didn't give the double quotes. So I'm giving the double quotes and I give OK, OK. So configured without any error. So we are executing it now, and we can check the data now. So now checking. So that data will be okay. Na? So we need to check it out in the last column, whether that replacement is happened or not. So I'm opening the table, placed it. So all the column, another character AAA. So we are able to see all the value. So this is the outcome of the replacement. So this wise we can have the transformations of the data. So here is the thing how we can do the and linear correlations. So how we can do the linear correlations? So we can do the linear correlation. So help of it, you can directly open that and what do you want the two parameters value. We can exclude it through the choosing any of the attribute through this window and which is sided one side two sided or one sided which we want to have the p value. So that can be set and how many time number of possible count we can have that possible count also we can have here and if we execute it and we will be able to see the linear correlations. So linear correlations will give us the correlation measures. So this correlation measures will help us to find the correlation value, p value and the degree of freedoms. So not only that, we will be able to have the correlation matrix and correlation matrix will help us to give the list the various value. Correlation value will find the distance between the two parameters of the values. Na? Here we have given the single sided and therefore it is chosen the single sided of the value between the two parameters and we are able to get the output port of this linear correlation. Okay, na? So now we have seen to clean the data, how to transform the data, and how to pre-process the data. So now we shall see one of the example regression, linear regression. We shall take the same file reader. This file reader. I'll complete it fast and
ఏముంటది
see.
అది?
And we shall take one of the partition workflow component where we need to partition
పిహెచ్డి
the
కదా దాని
single
అదొకటి ఇదొకటి
data
పెడతా
set
ఉంటారు
into
ఊరికే
some
మంచిగా
particular
ఉండాలి.
percentage. Why? Because now we need the training
సంవత్సరం
set
కూడా
and
కాలేదు ఇంకా. 6 నెలలు
data
అయింది.
set, testing set, training set and testing
అదే అదే
set.
ఇప్పుడే
We
ఎఫ్డిపి
need.
ఏదో పెట్టారు అది చూస్తున్నా.
So here default we are having the 70 and 20. So somebody else's.
ఎఫ్డిపిసే ఎక్కువ
Can you
ఉంటాయి.
mute?
ఇప్పుడు వాళ్ళు ఏం చెప్పరు ఇది బాగుంది అది దానికి మీకు ఇది సిలబస్ లో ఇది ఉంది అది ఎఫ్డిపిలో చెప్తారు అని అని ఆ రిలేటెడ్ వచ్చినప్పుడు పెడతారు. సో ఇంకా మనం మిస్ అయినాం అని అనుకో మాకేం సంబంధం లేదు మేమైతే పెట్టినాం. రిటర్న్ టెస్ట్ పెడతారు, ఇంటర్వ్యూ పెడతారు.
Ramesh.
వాళ్ళు ఇప్పుడు మామూలుగా ఇప్పుడు ఎంసెట్ పెట్టారా రాయడానికి వాళ్ళ కాలేజీ పెట్టి ఇప్పుడు అట్లా కాదు ఎంసెట్ లెక్క కాదు బిట్ ఇదేంటి కేఎల్
Who is Ramesh?
అనురాగ్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్ అనురాగ్
Can you
ఎగ్జాక్ట్
mute
అనురాగ్
your?
లెక్క
Excuse me.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్ అది సేమ్ అనురాగ్ ఇక అనురాగే.
Can you mute your audio? Hello.
వాళ్ళకి వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తున్నారు తెలుసా ఎంట్రన్స్ పెడుతున్నారు అయిన వాళ్ళందరినీ ఫ్యాకల్టీగా జాయిన్ పేరు అనుకోండి. స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది కదా స్టార్ట్ అయింది కదా ఆయన బయటకు వెళ్ళి పైకి పోతారు కిందకి వచ్చి పైకి పోతారు వాళ్ళు రమేష్ అని ముగ్గురు పంపించి స్టూడెంట్ పంపించిన సో వచ్చి కదా
మీరు పార్టిసిపేట్ అయిపోయినాడు చూడేమో మళ్ళీ ఫోన్ చేయడం వస్తా అక్కడ పోలేడు టీఆర్ వచ్చిండు టీఆర్ వచ్చిండు
Ramesh,
10 మంది కూడా లేడు
వాళ్ళు చూసుకొని అక్కడ ఉంటే కూడా పెద్ద
Ramesh,
ఇప్పుడు
who is Ramesh? Can you mute your audio? Who is Ramesh? Can you unmute your hello? Mute your audio.
Madam, he
Okay.
left.
So now we will have the training set and testing set. Either we can have the 70, 100, 20 percentage, or we can have 80, 20. So as many percentage we want, we can have the training set. So 20, here I am changing it as 80, 20. So 80, 20. So either randomly we can have the thing, or through stratified sampling we can have the partitioning data. So it will be divided into two partition. The first partition Directly we will move. I'll tell you that I'm connecting parallelly with the laptop. So meanwhile, I'll tell you about the linear regressions. So we know that Francis is the father of the linear regression. So what he did, he was analyzing the height of the parent and the children. So parent, how the children are getting their height through the hereditary or through any of the things we are getting. So Francis. So Francis is the father of the linear regression. So what he was doing now, to do the predictions of the height of a particular child, the main method he preferred is the mean. So if we take the mean height of the father's father, for example 5.4 is the height of the father, 5.2 is the height of the father's father. So likewise he took all the height of all the ancestors and he did the mean and mean by doing the mean or median, which is close to the height of the particular child. So likewise, there are so many methods are there. So least square methods are there, and so many methods are there where we can able to minimize the vertical distance. So the main thing is to in the linear regression is to minimize the vertical distance. So how we are able to minimize the vertical distance in the simple regressions learner, we are able to predict the height of the particular particular child. So this simple linear regressions include the mathematical statistical methods of finding the coefficients and standard errors and t-value and p-value. So I'm not getting in depth to the formula all. We need to find the slope, intercept, everything in the linear regressions. Whereas in KNIME tool, directly we can calculate all the formula of the coefficient, standard error, t-value and p-value, everything, and we will be able to get the predictions value of all these things. So that could be done with the help of this KNIME tool. So once this connection is happened, I will share my laptop and I will show you how the linear regressions predictions value, coefficient value will be displayed. And also we can visualize the data. So the data can be visualized with the bar chart, line. So many charts are there um, where we can view all the data in a visualizations. So data visualizations is possible in the KNIME tool. So KNIME tool. So once it is get connected now, we will show the linear regressions coefficients value, and we can visualize the data. I have connected with the laptop, and I share my screen and I will show you how so I'm sharing the screen. I'm sharing the screen and I'll open the KNIME. So at least I'll show you all the glimpse of the data, how to even integrate and so linear regressions. After the linear regressions, we are having the clustering. So in clustering, we are having the various type of clustering. One category of the clustering is the K-means, K-means clustering, hierarchical clustering, DB
scan, so I'm trying to join in the laptop. Due to the lack of network, I'm not able to connect to my laptop. And I'm very sorry that I'm not able to show the KNIME tool with the implementations of the linear regression. So I'm trying my best. Parallelly, I'm giving the instructions about the clustering also. So we can have the K-means clustering, hierarchical clustering, DB scan clustering. So K-means clustering means is nothing but where we can cluster the point. I'm not able to get the connections properly till now. So K means is nothing but we are partitioning the method. We are dividing the data according to the space into some K distinct clusters. So on some K distinct clusters. So what we will do in the K means now, we will start out with some randomly selected the K clusters data. And what we will do now, that all the point we are assigning it to the nearest cluster centers. So after assigning it to the nearest cluster centers, we recalculate to the particular centroids. So we calculate that as the and that process by assigning the data points to that cluster centers, we are repeatedly calculating the can have the predicted data. So here I am having the predicted data values, so which will help me to show the coefficient statistics, and here I can have the coefficient value. So here I can see the coefficient, standard error, p-value and the p-value. So here which helps me to analyze all these things. And if you want to know the scorer, na, so we can have the scorer workflow here, and we can have the connections with the scorer workflow component. So this I have taken from the workflow. So now we can configure, just you can configure this one, so that, so what I am configuring na, so if it is first column, if it is less than or equal to 50 or something else, some conditions if you are having na, so with the help of this, so if there is any missing value na, just we can ignore it. So we are giving the configurations. So I'm applying it, I'm executing it. So now I can execute it, and so that now I can check it out the conditions where I have set for the score parameter value less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and male or female. So these things I can. So similarly what we can do now, we can have train model. See here I am opening an example for classifications. So here we can have the classifications. So here I am having a simple model training for classifications. So we want to predict the sum of the income group using the democratic attribute of the adult data set. So we can execute it. So once if we execute it now, we will be able to, so I am executing it all. So through the sample workflow and upload, I have planned this model of data reading, participating, training, applying, scoring the model, visualizing. So visualizing the data. So everything is executed, and now we can check it out how many partitions has happened by clicking on this partitioning. Decision tree is nothing but by clicking that what kind of predictions is happening, we can check it out. Statistics will give you the all category of histogram table. So here we can check it out the maximum, minimum, standard deviations, and then overall statistics with the histogram table. So here is a histogram table. So here is a histogram table which helps me to find the accuracy of this one. Similarly, we want to visualize the data. So visualizations of the data can be done with the help of any charts. See here we will have the blue color node like things na. So all those things. So we can close it. All blue color bar line. So everything views. So here bar chart. So here we have na bar chart. And all these scattered plot. So all these workflow components na. So these all workflow components will help me to do the visualization. So here is the visualization, visualize the data. So we can visualize the data in the form of graph. This is a scattered plot. So likewise we can have any kind of data. So again I'm executing this PPT. So these are all the tour of visiting the node. So now we have completed the classifications and regression. So two concept model we have completed. So with the help of that we can do any association, clustering,
anything we can do. So here comes one of the image activity. So I will share. Give me a minute. I'm sharing this one. So that we can have a glimpse of a image processing. So how to do the image processing and how to interact with that. So all those things we can have. So here image processing is nothing but we can have the various category of images, and that images can be solved with the help of, we can segmentation the images, and we can do the features labeling. So everything can be done with the help of this KNIME tool. So the workflow and the component we are in need to do the image processings are Gaussian convolutions and a thresholder, connected component analysis, and likewise. So if you want to have the segmentations of the imaging, so this kind of workflow component can be done with that. So here is the big data connections, AWS connected. So Amazon authentication. So how to choose the Amazon authentications workflow component with the help of the component S3 connector. So this S3 connector will help us to do the data which is available in the S3 storage, that can be read with the help of file reader, Excel reader, CSV reader, table reader. So anything we can connect it. So this is the one of the component we can have the AWS. Similarly, Azure. So if you want to have the connector component with the integrate with the Azure, so we can have the workflow component of these categories: Microsoft authentications and Azure Blob storage connector. So how the AWS is having S3, likewise Azure Blob storage will help us to have the storage, and this can be connected with the Spark construct Libby. So Spark construct Libby is nothing but where the Hadoop is leaving the data. So here big data, unstructured data. We can have the unstructured data, and this can be connected with the data can also be generated with the help of this. So here is an example where we can now integrate the Azure connections. So big data is nothing but integrate the power of Apache Hadoop, Apache Spark with the KNIME analytics. So we can import or export the HDFS data, and we can do the SQL analytics with this. So here so many advantages, features are there with the big data connections. So we can connect it and we can extend this with the various SQL, and we can integrate the Apache Spark with more than 2000 native KNIME tools. So many advantages are there. So here we have a best examples of the model where this big data analytics are connected, and we can apply the ETL container in the Hive, so that we are reading the data from any of the one thing, but we are defining where the departure is delaying, and we are blending the data from the external data sources. We can move the Hive data. So we can also pre-process the data in the Spark 2.0, and there we are using the dimensionality if the data is too much of Hive. And the last one is model selections. So after choosing any one of the backup model, and that will be given to the write the model. So this is the main thing where we have the so this connection I got it. I will show the execution part of this one. So here I gave some of the idea, I think so, how this
Hive and Spark through the big data can be connected with. So here is the output we are getting. Once we execute all these table creator with the Spark and Hive, with the data storage, and which are all the file that is getting delayed, and particular port object model and number that we will be getting with this one. So here we have a case studies and marketing. See, either we can communicate with the community club hub. Communicate with the community club. So I'm connecting the real time. I'm sharing so that we can get some of the real time and example of. So I'm taking this one, I'm taking you to the various real-time case scenario, predictions of COVID, and so many things we can do with the help of this KNIME community hub. And KNIME community help we can use many marketing AI and so many applications are available. If you want to, or else we can create it with the help of their data set. Or else we can create it with the help of their data set. So here we can have the real-time applications and any other real-time predictions, tsunami prediction, disease, brain tumor disease predictions. So anything can be real-time can be done in the help of this nine space community. Okay. Similarly, here we can have the execution also. Okay. From here we can execute any of the concept. Execute any of the concept. Okay. So this is a very less time where we can't where we can't discuss the large huge the concepts are there, association clustering, so many concepts are there, we cannot cover all those things, big data, highway. So if you take the Apache Spark alone to integrate with that itself will take much time. So with this less time and due to the network problem, I think so I have communicated, I have given or I have given lightened some of the thing in your part so that you can follow that one. Sorry for all the inconveniences. And in future, if you want to have any of the doubt also, you can ask me related to this. I'm giving my mail ID. If you want to integrate the big data, if you want to integrate Spark, so whatever you want to integrate the concept with the KNIME and with the machine learning and the AI, you can have the communications with me. I will guide you and I will give you the clear pictures of it. Okay? If you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity given by the events department. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Anyone is having any of the doubt? If you have any doubt, you can ask me. In future, if you want to guide me with your any research scholar people you are having doubt with the KNIME in the machine learning and the AI, I can guide you with that. I have given my mail ID. You can communicate me. I will clear all your doubts. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity given to me. Thank you once again. Thank you. Sir, sir, complete பண்ணிட்டேன் நான். Thank.
Kalaivani ma'am, thanks for your session. So I request all participants to see the chat link here, where the Google form will be shared to this chat link. I request you to take copy of that Google form, everyone, because once the session is over, once the session has been closed, automatically this chat will also be closed. So I request everyone to take a copy of this Google form and fill the respective details in it. Once it's done, you'll be receiving the e-certificate for the participation within 48 hours of time. And Kalaivani ma'am, it was a really wonderful session all this time. And thanks for your patience and complete knowledge, sharing your knowledge to the entire participants who have just involved in this webinar. It was a real honor to us for just doing this kind of
Thank you, sir.
completely collective information regarding the topic entirely on it. Hope everyone has been cleared, and once again, thank you, ma'am. So, I request you to kindly take the form and fill it out accordingly.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Have a great day.